hit McDonald's on Wednesday.
Alright, that's good.
All right, we'll go ahead and start the October 22 monthly meeting at 7:50. And we will dispose of the opening since we had one prior to this at the annual meeting. We'll do a roll call right quick
Brandon,
here.
no, I gotta find my paper. Daniel,
Here.
and that's last year's, wrong one. George,
Here.
Mike is still absent, I'm here, Doug's.
I
And
think I'm
there.
here.
And
I'm here.
there, okay. Only missing Mike.
Mike.
All right. So we will have, we read the proposed budget. Do you have a budget for this year, I mean, this month?
We just had the year end that we talked
Year end,
about last.
it would be the same,
Okay.
But we don't have one for September,
the year end would be,
financial.
it would be the same as whatever, what we just gave you. The final number was the final number.
Well, she's talking about
But we
End
didn't
of the
get
month.
the breakdown for the.
Well, we'll have to do that. She didn't do one, so we'll just have to do it for the next meeting.
Miss Catherine was left on vacation, so we'll have it ready and we'll get it out.
So we're gonna need to like fill out a form to get the other one that was.
No, we'll just present it at the next meeting.
We'll get it out on the website as soon as she gets back.
Cause she,
Well,
her
we
Doug
gotta get,
thinking that that's the year end.
all the minutes and all the other reports from June forward. There's nothing since May.
Okay.
I'm working on that, some of that's me.
You're saying it's.
There's
Minutes on the book, yeah.
Not on the
They're in
website.
book. They're in the book.
They're in the
just
book
not
and not on the
uploaded.
website, apparently.
We have revisions to some of those too, so.
Yeah, that's me, that's on me.
All right, let's see. Minutes. Do you have last month's
I do,
minutes? Okay.
I've got that and a special call meeting.
Okay, so let's
Well,
read.
we gotta vote officers and we gotta swear in.
Oh, yeah, we need to do that first, I'm sorry. I'm going off this, we didn't have a, agenda. Miss Martha, will you help us with the swearing in, please?
Sure you ready now?
Yeah, I think so.
Hi, everybody raise your hand.
Let's stand.
I, your name,
Carol
I do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Or affirm as the case may be.
Or affirm as the case may be.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of Alabama.
And the Constitution of Alabama.
So long as I continue a citizen thereof.
So long as I continue a citizen thereof.
And that I will faithfully.
And I will faithfully.
And honestly.
And honestly.
Discharge the duties of the office.
Discharge the duties of the office.
Lakeview Fire Board.
Lakeview Fire Board.
Upon which I am about to enter.
Upon which I am about to enter.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right. And you'll need to sign something before we leave. All right, reading of the minutes. Have done the budget. And I guess, Chief, will you do a chief's report right quick?
On personnel, Kane Sellers, Christian Gold will be attending firefighter 160 school. They just finished their EGOT courses. Congratulations to them. Tyler Gold will be in professional firefighter school until December 9th for the city of Tarrant, and that'll help us here as well. Maintenance, engine 1303 is back from EEP, running well. All frontline vehicles are in service. The ladder truck is getting tires on it, driver's side rear. We'll be researching an alternative fix to the main ladder through the quote process over the next few months. Station maintenance. ServPro came out on October 12th and looked at our mold and water problem in the bedroom. Their suggestions was that the company that has awarded construction wear N95 masks, bag up all the linoleum and affected wood flooring, walls, doors, and sheetrock and dispose of it properly before replacement. ServPro will come out and spray the affected areas and the rest of the subsequent flooring. They also have to do that downstairs. We found some more down there. Then the contractor can finish the job. So far, only 2 companies have responded to the request to work in our bedroom, Mr. Hall through Mike Fisher and DC Construction out of McCalla. We will keep trying. George Dykes has expressed interest in doing the flooring once we get the main construction finished. Education and training is a continued announcement. It's continuing on through the fire college, the 160 courses, and the classes that we give up here. Grants. The 2020 season for grant awarded is over as of October 14th, 2022. The new season has begun. We as a department have not received any rejection letters as of yet. So there's still hope and monies to be awarded in 2021. So keep your fingers crossed. EMS. We ran a total of 90 calls for the month of August, 50 calls to Station 1's territory, 35 calls to Station 2's territory, Agronite 4. Green Pond had stuck the fire, building fire, and we responded to it. We were canceled, it turned out to be nothing really to it. We have this open reminder for my men and for the community about the drugs going up. Fentanyl's really coming on strong out here and just about everywhere, so I want everybody to be aware of that. ISO, we now have our relative mutual aid agreements in hand, updated 2022, we have all of them. We have all our mutual aid agreements that are relative to us. I kept it short and simple tonight so that y'all could move on and do what y'all gotta do, so.
We appreciate it.
Alright,
Alrighty. Let's see, read minutes, chief reports, we have,
We have to vote we have to put in our, nominate our officers.
oh yes, thank you. Alrighty, so I guess we'll start at the president spot.
Make a motion, Brandon Jones.
I make a motion, George Dyke.
I just qualified.
Honestly, if anybody can do it, I've got a lot.
I'll take it.
Alright, Daniel.
Got it.
Do we need to actually make a motion for that, or?
Yep.
I guess it's
Second, I'll second.
second it. All in favor?
Or then Brandon made the motion?
No.
Who made the
Who
motion
made the
for,
motion?
who made the
Who
motion
made
for
the
Daniel?
motion for Daniel?
And then,
George.
Daryl
Yeah.
seconded.
Yeah, I'll second it. George made it.
Brandon.
Brandon,
Brandon.
Right.
that's what I
You?
thought.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I didn't know what you. Alright. VP,
I would nominate Brandon.
Second.
motion and second on the floor. Any
And then George.
in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Brandon's VP.
Alright.
Treasurer. Nominate Doug Baloo as treasurer.
I'll second.
Me and George again.
Motion is second.
I'll nominate Miss Sonia for secretary.
Oh, we gotta vote on
That's
it.
fine.
Yeah. Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm too slow for you, I'm sorry. And then,
Now, y'all all too fast for me.
I'm writing it down too, that's what's taking me a minute.
Well, I watched the video, so what I miss, I get off the video.
Alright, and Doug, you nominated
Sonia,
Sonia.
secretary.
I'll
Got it.
second it.
Got motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright, that's all 4 positions. Good deal. That's done for 2022, 23. Alright. Now, any other information concerning the district?
We didn't read the minutes, did we?
Yes, she read it.
Oh, no, we haven't done the special call meeting.
Oh, yes.
Like, the monthly
Yeah.
ones, yeah, it's,
Alright,
Start with a monthly board meeting.
Yes. Okay, meeting called to order by Brandon at 7 members present, all but, Mike, he was absent, Prayer, George Dykes.
that needs to be.
One of these days, I'm gonna have minutes read by Sonia Whitaker, motion to approve with typo changes by Daniel, second by Doug, approved by all. Treasurer's report read by Doug, motion to approve by Sonia, second by George, approved by all. Chief's report read by Chief Harris, staffing updates given, engine 1302 back from the shop, engine 1303 in the shop, should be back in the next week or two. Value report back from, and that should be Brindley, Mountain Fire on the ladder truck, engine 1301 and rescue truck, or unit. Ladder truck is worth $4,500, rescue and engines 50 to 55 thousand. We have an alternative plan to catch up the department with newer trucks to be discussed in the new business. Training being conducted online and on campuses along with the classes each Thursday night. Grants to be announced soon, hoping to hear from the mayor soon as well about the turnout gear. 102 calls ran for the month with an increase in drug-related calls. ISO forensic data being entered into the emergency reporting database to be completed soon. Pre-fire planning will be worked on throughout the next year. Hydrant update, They need to update. Let me fix that. Oh, no, that's right. Hydrant update, should be a semicolon or something there. Ordinances in the city were suggested to cover new hydrants. Budget is complete and ready for review. And that's from the chief. So, no committee reports. Old business, truck 1302 should be out of the shop this week. New business, Chief Harris discussed the possibility of trading in 3 of our old vehicles for one newer one. An information sheet relating to the new truck was presented along with a sales agreement. Daniel made a motion to call a special meeting to discuss the financing of the new truck after checking some options. A second motion made by George, meeting to be held on 9:30. Discuss proposed budget for 2023, and this is where I got a little bit confused because we made a motion to accept the budget, but it was, what I didn't put on here was it still had to be voted on by the members. So,
It was also with the understanding that depending on what came in that special meeting with the truck, it could change.
right. And I can add that too. Now that kind of explained it a little bit more. I couldn't hear the video real good.
I think it's because the air kicks on.
It's the Coke machine.
Well, we unplugged it from this meeting.
Yeah, we unplugged it this time.
It was cold in here.
Mary, Christensen asked how much the attorney charged for processing the paperwork for Tracy Pearson's lot. Daniel stated that we were not charged. She asked how much money the admin staff and Chief Harris, and was advised that the wages that had been posted in previous minutes. And I know Martha said hers, but I couldn't make out clearly, but I can add that if needed. But adjourn, Daniel Griffin made a motion to adjourn at 7:46, second by Doug, approved by all.
One change, I think, well, that was in the chief's report, but I think we made mention, I don't know if it got noted in there, that we need to, that's the regular board meeting, yeah. We need to talk with the city, who's the guy that does the inspections?
Mr. White,
Mr. White.
building inspector?
Yeah, we need to see what the code is, cause we really need to see if we can get the city to create an ordinance to put sprinkler systems in between them in between the houses over there, cause they're so close to, help prevent fire extension. So we need to note that.
Is that in the chief stuff or?
That was my recommendation that we needed to.
I do remember that, buddy.
Yeah, I think you said make a resolution or something?
I
Well-
believe that was part of the, discussion of the fire hydrant,
Yeah.
Fire
hydrant
hydrants,
ordinance.
yeah.
He's just wanting that
I added
flushed out,
that
that
at
it has to
the
do
end
with
there.
those sprinkler systems, so
They're
it's
close.
noted that was
Yes, they are.
discussed.
I mean, this way you go to the next one, say,
Sorry.
one in the middle's gone.
I'm sorry, what was the last part you said about, something I said or asked, the last thing you said I asked?
How much the attorney charged for processing
I think
Tracy's?
Yeah, after that.
that's what I think is what she's asking.
Asked how much the admin staff and the chief made.
I didn't ask how much anybody made, I was wondering why Catherine kinda came out at me strong about wanting to know what she made, but that's not what I said.
I'll go back and listen to the video and I'll fix it. That's what I
Okay,
had.
I
wrote
think I
down
was
too.
just using as an example about, you know, about how the report that we get of the overall, you know, wasn't broke down and that, you know, we have been used to getting it.
I'll go back and listen to it, but there was also a thing where we had called to adjourn it, and then I'm like, no, we forgot public input, and there was some confusion in that too, but I'll go back and listen to the video.
Okay.
But that's just how I interpreted it, but I will certainly go listen to it again and fix it.
All right.
And a motion to accept the minutes with corrections.
Second.
I need a motion.
I thought you were,
Oh,
I voted 5 minutes ago.
Thanks, Chris.
alright, who made the motion?
Doug, are you making the motions?
I guess I'll make the motion, I
I'll
thought he
second.
was.
I'll say.
I'll-
Doug is making the motion, Brandon seconds.
Brandon's.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's go ahead and reflect all members.
Yeah, the other one's real short. This was from the special called meeting on 9/30/22. Daniel called the meeting to order at 5. Brandon was the only member that was absent. George led us in prayer. Prior minutes, motion made to table the minutes from the last meeting until the next meeting by Daniel, second by George, approved by all. Daniel, explained the options for financing the new truck proposals with differences being related to the type of service contract that was chosen. Chief Harrison spoke to us at the pros and cons of purchasing the newer truck, but had been advised that it would not improve our ISO rating until we were able to man both stations. Board members agreed that purchasing the turnout gear and other equipment may be a better way to spend the money. Mike Fisher made a motion to hold off on purchasing the truck, second by Daniel, approved by all. The new information request form was presented and will be used for future requests. Meeting adjourned. Daniel made a motion to adjourn the meeting at 5:25, second by Doug, approved by all.
Any corrections?
I don't believe so.
Take a motion to
Finally.
accept.
I
Make a
motion.
motion. Okay.
All right.
Second.
Got a motion from George, second from Brandon. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do you have any committee reports? Anything from EMS? Chief Bossard, your Deputy Chief Bossard, have anything for EMS?
No, it does not.
Anything from communications?
No, we don't.
Nothing from the dues input, the dues committee?
But we will meet in the next month to get everything set.
One thing that wasn't in the report, we did get a $200 check for fire recovery.
For what?
Fire recovery.
How much?
200.
200.
Any new business?
Don't think so.
Any old business? Any public input? Mary?
Okay, one thing I wanted to mention, anyway, that our return filter needs to be changed over there, it's really dirty. The, open records law says that records are all written type, printed, book, papers, letters, documents, mail, receipt. And anything generated by office personnel, fire chief, firefighter, board members, are to be preserved. So what I would like to ask is, who is responsible for maintaining these, documents as a matter of record and to ensure all public records are available to the public upon request?
The office staff. And ultimately, all of us, but the office staff is responsible for maintaining those as they're presented and recorded.
So, you know, the bylaws have changed who's over the office staff, so the chief, right? Is over the,
Chief's over the
okay,
administrative
so
administration.
is he responsible or the board responsible for being sure that the records are being properly, archived.
I mean, ultimately, all of us are. I mean, cause even if you go over the chief, you go over the chief to the board. But that is the actual job of the office staff.
Okay, and one other quick thing, I don't know if it was last month or month before, but it was announced that, we're fully staffed. But I've been hearing of a lot of unanswered calls or, no response or no one on duty. Is there still something going on?
Yeah, we had to let a guy go due to him being AWOL, not serving the community like he did. He did show up for multiple shifts, we had to let him go. So we're now filling that position. He had a commitment to this community he didn't live up to, so I let him go.
Okay.
So we got that, we're looking for those guys all the time. These men and women, they leave for all kinds of reasons. Most of the time it's money and other things, benefits, they get better jobs, stuff like that. But as far as me disciplining these men and make sure that they're here, I'm gonna make sure that they're here doing their job. If they're not, we don't need them, cause they're not here anyway. So, the county, I talked with Chief, Wade, he said that, he is North Star and, runs our medical calls anyway, so is the sheriff department with their EMTs and paramedics. They're doubling up their efforts. If we get fire calls, our volunteers are trying to make those, until we get that gap done. We also have several firefighters that are in school right now. It can't be helped. They're in 160 and firefighter 1 school. We have a filling list, but a lot of those guys are working other departments and, they're simply not gonna come here because of the pay and the benefits and things of that nature. So, we're just doing the best we can with that. So we'll continue to endeavor to do better every day. So.
It's part of why when we did the budget this year, we actually reviewed two different budgets, but, both budgets included, penciling in for pay increase to the firefighters to try and, so we've got that budgeted in, the board just has to vote to approve it, the way we're gonna handle it, so that we can get those firefighters on staff. Jan, you had something, I believe?
Yeah, y'all approved those minutes, but part of those minutes y'all approved, you don't know what you're approving because she's gonna go back and re-listen to make sure she gets that right. I think you should not be voting and approving of something that you don't know until she has time to add that to her minutes, then you approve it and put it on record. That's all, cause y'all just agreed to, cause Mary questioned it and she's gonna go back and look, and then y'all agreed it, and you don't know what she's gonna put in there, if that's correct or not. So, I just think that's not the best way to do things, it ought to put it off till she brings it back with the correct information.
That, the advice of our attorney is to approve with corrections, and they can be amended later if they are still incorrect. Like, for instance, if she corrects them and the corrections are incorrect, they can be amended.
So you bring those back to the next meeting with the corrections and make sure that the public agrees with you. Since Mary's the one that said it, I know she's gonna agree or disagree if that's what she said or not. I was just asking.
No, in this, it was one of the discussions we've had, with our attorney. Matter of fact, what was that, year and a half ago that we really started having a lot of those discussions about some of the procedural things, how they're supposed to be, making sure things are right. And one thing that she said, like, for instance, an example is the annual board minutes. Yes, they should be read at the annual members meeting every time, but she's like, you absolutely should never wait to approve those minutes. They should be approved at the next available
Okay, well
meeting
then,
to get them entered into official record.
Okay, well that, you made your point there, so will they be reread with the amendment, or does Mary have to request a copy to make sure that that part was corrected?
I'll reread it.
Yeah, I think no
I don't
reason
have a
to not have
problem.
them
Because
reread.
normally our correction
Or to have
is
it
grammatical, this is a little bit different than grammatical.
Yeah, and
I think
that
that's what
is-
she's trying to say.
That is correct. A material correction like this will have them reread. Like typos, we don't need to have spelling.
No,
A
no.
material
Mine was
correction, yes.
verbiage that
Because I wanna make sure I
wasn't
get it right, so I would want to read it, maybe you get here.
I was just wanting to
before.
know how your procedure was going to handle that.
Yeah, won't have any material corrections reread.
Thank you.
Any other public input?
Chief said that we had a lot of people on fill-in that work at other departments and that are just not gonna come here to fill in because of the pay. Are we still paying workman's comp on these people?
That's a good question. Should we pay workman's comp on everybody who's an actual firefighter?
You turn in an audit at the end of the year and you have to.
There you go. Any other public input?
Does the chief get a discretionary fund?
At this point, no, we haven't made that motion yet. He should. To be perfectly honest, what we should be doing is just approving his budget for operation of the department and then making sure he sticks to it is what we really ought to be doing, because that man is hired to know how to run this department, and we're hired to know how to, and we're up here to oversee it, not to tell him the day-to-day. But, that's honestly how it should be, but at this point, he doesn't have just a discretionary budget.
But he can, if there's something that's needed, he can purchase it without if it's under a certain amount.
I think we keep petty cash, yeah.
What's petty cash?
Well, petty cash would be a fund that's kept for,
I know what petty cash is, I'm asking how much.
We don't.
we don't, yeah, we don't. I'm correct on that.
Last month, not September, it was actually August, Doug was reimbursed $683.05 for new equipment, and that's all it said.
Here's the refrigerator.
Ameritire.
A
It
what?
didn't say what it was for, Ameritire.
Tires.
The 1305.
So we put tires on a vehicle that's.
Well, we gotta get it to the shop,
We did that.
but that's why we're gonna do another round this year, because it needs four.
It was a safety concern.
Yeah.
The septic tank, $750.
Repairs from when they ran over it, the paving company ran over it. Have we got a?
We
refund?
also had it, while that was all broke loose,
Pumped
we had
out.
it pumped it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, y'all had voted on that and it was supposed to be like $450.
they put
That's
new
what
lids
y'all
on top.
agreed to.
Yeah.
The lids were cracked.
But the lid wasn't supposed to be at our cost, it was supposed to be at the
We're
paving
waiting,
company's.
we're waiting on them to give us a reimbursement for that.
I've noticed a lot of, Amazon and Walmart not being marked as to what it is, it's just Amazon. One in particular was $286.34, just says Amazon.
Those are actually reviewed and approved when we sign the checks to pay for them. They have invoices, they have, what's supposed to be there. I mean, it's documented if you wanna request documentation of what was there. But, we're not gonna go line by line down every single expenditure of the department. If you'd like to make a records request, please do. Any other public input?
There was a Walmart for $384.
We're not gonna go line by line
74.
down every expenditure of the department in public input. If you would like to make a records request, you are welcome to do so.
I shouldn't have to, I'm a member, I pay my dues, and I should have already had
And
it.
you can make a records request
And
to
I'm
review
asking a
those.
question that was on there, but it's not having to.
We're not going to go line by line down every single expenditure of the department in the public input section. Mr. Kelly?
Yeah, can you provide a status of Station 2? Is there any movement on that, or?
I'm actually gonna take the blame on that, of dropping the ball on that. We've been having some discussions with the mayor. I've been part of some of those discussions, and I have been really, just frankly, I've been personally too busy to make the appointments that I need to sit down with the mayor and get some more direction on that. Of course, you being on the city council and knowing the mayor as well, that there's some things he wants for that, where the city may be able to assist us. I'm gonna go ahead and take that on me. Brandon, Chief, and I've had discussions, but I probably should have been a little bit more on top of that personally, and that's something that that's definitely something that we still need to look into. Station 2 is a priority. We gotta have staff. I mean, if we can't keep Station 1 staffed, And it'd be great to have a built-out station too that has crickets and cockroaches as the only staff. But it's definitely something that needs to be picked up and
Well, I'm asking that because the Aldot's fixing to start
tearing up the bridge, and we're gonna have something done because we're not gonna be able to get across the bridge to handle that. That's definitely something that has to be taken care of soon. Chief, do you have a staffing plan for when that bridge comes down?
We have a few things we can do mutual aid wise.
They did state that they're gonna try to leave one side open while they build the other side and make it a one-way, but they hadn't gave us anything else. I talked with one of the state guys that I know that works in Birmingham, and so they're gonna try to build up one side first before they destruct the
I think we may
other
want to
side.
put something together too. I understand that mutual aid is there for a reason. It's there specifically for the fact that we're smaller departments. But I think I wouldn't want to rely on other departments' mutual aid to handle a chunk of our district. So let's see if we can put together something to try and. I don't know if it has to do with making sure we have more volunteers on that side, or trying to do some staffing, whatever we gotta do to try and make sure we have coverage for that side of the interstate.
Because, yeah, just still keeping one lane open, it's still traffic's gonna be so backed up, and
Barely
it's
work.
still gonna be.
The union said, "Oh, right there."
Yeah.
It's close
No
to
fires
our
before,
acres.
no fires after six.
Just
They
saying.
trying to do it.
You know, they're-
Yeah, well, but now it's shut down on the other.
You talking about Covered Bridge Road?
Yeah,
Yeah.
till November the
Well, the
8th.
good thing about that side of the road, those other departments we're talking about has got some real manpower. And they're there all the time, so we can that's what we do for each other, we try to do that, that's why we have these agreements. So we'll work at it from that angle, and we'll do what we can from this side. So,
Any other additional public input?
Are there any fundraiser type events scheduled for 23?
Not as of yet. We do actually have a fundraiser committee. We need to do some more fundraising. But that's, once again, kinda goes back to manpower and volunteers.
You got an idea?
I think you set up here at 216 with a boot, cleaning.
Not as
Yeah,
much.
well,
They do.
We can't do the boot because that's copyrighted for MDA.
Oh, is that illegal?
Yeah. We can do something else. I mean, we can
We need
do
to
something
fill the
similar to
helmet.
that. Fill the
Do fill the
helmet.
helmet or whatever, but you gotta have people up there to hold the helmet.
Dollar General bag.
We got a double bag, so.
It's yellow.
Somebody forgot to tell Buster to do it, hold the boot.
I've been thinking about,
What's wrong with the board members holding the boot? I mean, the helmet.
At the,
yeah, I mean, it's just gotta get it
I
planned
want
out.
to turn it right there at the airport there.
Planned out, gotta have people
They
do
just
it.
stand in the middle of
We
the road.
raised pretty good money with building helmet.
Yeah. It was, sometimes it was around $700-800 a weekend or a day. I
But,
think.
have it a few hours.
It's going, because at night game, Brian Denny all coming in 216.
That's usually when we
Do fill the helmet, like, what we did do is fill the helmet like right before the DUI checkpoint,
Speaking
Do
of,
bass tournaments, do some bass
get the money
tournaments.
first.
Big fish tournaments.
speaking of donations, or not donations, but fundraisers, is there something we could do? Maybe get bids in for a photographer, local photographer to do pictures? And,
You talking about like Angel used to do a long time ago?
well, what we used to do a long time ago, but we're not gonna go knocking on doors. We're gonna have them come sign up for
Oh,
one
yeah, we
weekend
used to do that.
and then take pictures the next weekend. That way we don't have to knock on doors.
And maybe if we can get it donated by a local photographer.
Yeah.
I think that was a way to collect too.
They
I
make,
don't think I would do that with,
well, they were skimming some, I think. So,
It was easy.
it's just, I don't know, it seemed like it was.
Well, but
kinda
I mean, you know,
fishy, but, yeah.
how you pay your fire to take a picture of your family?
But they did take, well, people said they took fire dues from them, and, you know, we heard that for years, we don't know if it was true or not.
I think we paid some, probably a couple
Yeah,
times.
but they made their money off of the sales of the copies of you get this one for free, and then you order a package, and they make their money off packages.
But I think
They
if
were
we
pretty
do,
expensive
if
packages.
we do a sign-up weekend, where everybody comes up and signs up, and then set another date for pictures, I think it might be a little bit easier that way, where they come here and actually sign up with that photographer, and then they set dates, that day they sign up. and then they pay their fees here with the property. So, just an idea, I don't know if we need to, we can talk more about it.
Better watch
later.
it, Martha, he'll have you every working. Working on the weekend.
Hopefully after this election season's over, the AG can get us some opinions and then we can fill the dues increase and that'll help out a lot too. But yeah, I mean, we gotta get with Catherine, and sit down with her, cause she's had some ideas in the past that she's worked on that might be a little bit more fleshed out. And we gotta look and see what we can do to, just to help out. And the turnout gear has to get taken care of, and it'd be nice if we can find some ways to get some additional money for that. Any other public input?
Instead of getting the 29,000 for the education tools, why didn't y'all do the turnout gear?
So we got grants out for all kinds of things, it depends on which one.
We got
do.
2 grants out for turnout gear right now, so
Yeah.
that was a little bit over the top, and we needed education equipment to
Yeah.
get people out of cars.
If the people who say extrication equipment say yes, and the people who say turnout gear no, we don't get to use that money on whatever we want to, that's how you go to prison. So, when grant money says extrication equipment, you buy extrication equipment, and that's what got approved.
I thought we had to send them the invoice.
Yep.
And
It would've worked the same way with the turnout gear.
Yep. Alright, anything else?
I've got something, one of Miss Mary's comments, can I have anything? She talked about records retention. I guess records retention probably be one of the biggest reasons, but I don't know if this needs to be in the form of a motion or whatever, but I think any business done on behalf of this department needs to be, it needs to be through our email, not a personal email account.
I think
Oh, absolutely.
that had already been approved, and
I think that's ethics though. But yeah, that's, and there doesn't need to be a motion for that. Use your fire department email if you're gonna email anything that has to do with department business as a board member.
I'm not just talking about the board.
Well, yeah, board members, any staff, if it has to do with department business, it needs to go through department emails. I mean, the exception being like, if you got a fireman who doesn't have a department email and he sends in something, and that's not much different than any regular employee sending their employer an email, but any interdepartment business needs to be conducted through our, through the Lakeview.
Lakeview Fire Board.
Correct.
I'm glad.
Anything else on the board? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion accepted. Meeting's adjourned at 8:27.